I'm going to go over some key macroeconomic data in Thailand that is indicative of trends in Thailand's real estate market, as well as real numbers on the supply side and the demand side, with an emphasis on the condo market and the situation regarding foreign buyers. And the purpose of this video is to educate my audiences, who are mostly foreign buyers, regarding the Thai real estate market and their trends and what's going on, so that you can make informed decisions as a residential buyer looking to get in on a good price, or as a real estate investor who wants to buy to rent out. You want to see what the demand is, and you want to see if your condo is, if Thailand has a future or not. The data I'm going to present to you is by reputable Thai research institutions. They're done in Thai, so I will be translating all of this on the fly. So I apologize for any clunkiness that may arise. And if you're new to this channel, we find you the best property deals according to your personal needs, whether to live in yourself or as an investment asset to rent out. All this with zero fees to you, the buyer. You can visit my website, jetgunther.com, to see all the services we offer. So I'm going to drop some truth bombs right out of the gate here with 5 challenges for Thailand's real estate market. Then I'll get into some good news later in the video. The first report that I'm going to show you here is by KKP Research. We're going to go through some inconvenient truths that could pose as headwinds to future growth of Thailand's real estate market. The growth of Thailand's population is slowing down and will reach a peak in 2030 and then will continue to decrease. So people in the age of 25 to 24, which are in the prime residential purchase age, has passed its peak already. And in the next 20 years from now, population of Thailand between the ages of 25 to 34 will decrease by 2.1 million, which is quite a significant amount. Also, the urbanization rate will be decreasing as well. That's because Thailand, during the past decade since 1970, underwent a huge industrialization boom. It was very manufacturing and export based, so people were moving from their rural towns into all these factory cities. That's kind of died down a bit, because Thailand now has, the industrial sector has more competition from neighboring countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, etc., whatever, who are catching up in terms of their factories. So, the growth in factories are not as, they've kind of moved a bit to Thailand's neighboring countries. However, you will note that population migration into Bangkok remains as strong as always. So another headwind is that household income growth is not outpacing housing price growth. And another factor is that the housing market, the growth in the housing market may be limited in a new high interest rate environment. With high interest rates, they're expected to remain high for an extended period of time, which will decrease purchasing power and add to debt burdens for people with existing loans. And then the fifth factor is that Thailand is entering a deleveraging phase as well. And that's because household debt in Thailand has passed 90% of GDP in 2022. Therefore, the Bank of Thailand is becoming more cautious, and they've indicated that they would like to instate policies aimed at reducing household debt to below 80% of GDP. And commercial banks may have more stringent criteria for issuing loans. So therefore, Thailand may enter a deleveraging cycle. But despite these 5 challenges, the report highlights 3 trends that will continue to help grow the real estate sector in Bangkok and major tourist cities. So even though the population of Thailand is expected to decline past 2030, Bangkok itself will have an increase in population, not due to a higher birth rate, but just due to migrations into the city. And so that will create more demand for housing and condos. And so, and not only that, the suburbs will also be able to accommodate this growth as well because of these public transportation expansion projects that will increase potential for many neighborhoods and they can and allowing real estate developers to be able to develop projects that are in line with Thai people's purchasing power and demands. Number three, here's a big one too. Buying power from foreign buyers will continue to contribute to growth to the primary cities' real estate markets. Right now, purchasing power from the foreign market contributes to around 15% of Thailand's overall real estate market. So you can see in this chart here, contribution to condo ownership growth. And then over to this right side here is our dear Chinese buyers. Ownership of condo by nationality. Red is China. Gray is others. You can see the Chinese still comprise a huge share of foreign buyers. So all foreign buyers are around 15% of the total market. So Chinese, a little bit more than half of that. So like 8 or 9% of Thailand's entire real estate market, which is, honestly not as high as many may think. You may think that, oh my God, the entire real estate market is propped up by the Chinese. No, they only contribute to like 8 or 9%. It is a sizable chunk, and whatever's going on in China right now, which will affect that number, it will cause a dent in Thailand's real estate market. So in summary, the report expects that the real estate market will continue to grow in the primary cities, but the secondary cities and rural cities will suffer a hit. And as you can see here, as in this chart here that shows outstanding loans to real estate activities. The green here is Bangkok and the metropolitan area. The southern region, the green is northeastern, and red is the northern region here. So again, growth in Bangkok and the primary cities, contributing factors are continued migration to these big cities, the expansion of infrastructure projects like railways, whether it's metro railways or intercity railways, airports, piers, whatever, and also foreign buyers that will continue to buy property in Thailand. As you will see in my next report. This is a pretty long video. In my next report, further in, we're going to see a supply and demand picture of what's going on in the real estate market right now. Now in this section, I'm going to go over supply and demand for the first half of 2023, specifically for the condo market, and then dig into the number of foreign-only transactions. This is data by the Real Estate Information Center. So this is Thailand's main center for collecting information on condo sales, transactions that have occurred. This article here from LivingInsider, they've summarized data that was released by the Real Estate Information Center regarding the first 2 quarters of this year. So they're comparing growth in supply and demand compared to the same period, the first 2 quarters of the previous year. So in terms of the supply side, building permit issuances nationwide have amount to around 2.5 million square meters, which is a 14.3% decrease from the same period last year. However, looking at demand for condos, we're looking at transaction numbers. In almost all price points, the number of transactions have increased, except for the 2 million to 3 million price bracket, which has decreased by 12.1%. Now, again, this is all transactions, Thai and foreign. Remember that the foreign market accounts for just 15% of the Thai market. And the price bracket where there was the highest increase was the above 10 million baht price point. It increased by 46.7% compared to the same period last year. So demand has grown, but supply has decreased. That's for the condo market. Now we're going to look at within those transactions, we're going to look at foreign-only transactions. So this is data on foreign transactions for the first 2 quarters of this year. China, unsurprisingly, leads by 3,448 transacted units with a total value of 16,900 million baht. So what is that? 16 billion baht? Pardon my math. Followed by Russia at 702 units, America, France, UK, Germany, Taiwan, Myanmar, Australia, India, and other. So total foreign transactions in the first 2 quarters of this year totaled 3,563. That accounts for 13.6 of all condominium transactions. So, so Thais comprise a massive amount still, 87% of all transactions. So total transactions by foreigners increased by 54%, and while transaction value increased by 49%. That gives you a nice picture of the supply and demand picture of the real estate market in Thailand with a focus on the foreign market. Here's also a property market report by leading property site DD Property regarding their user base. For Q3 of 2023, their overall purchase demand index of all properties, including homes, decreased by 4%, while the price index increased slightly by 1%. However, both condo and housing rental demand increased by a whopping 13%, while condo rental prices increased by 3% and housing rental prices increased by 3% as well. Next is a presentation by another leading property site, LivingInsider, about the behavior change of their site users since the pandemic. So this is comparing data from the years 2018 to 19 to post-COVID. I don't think they indicated when was post-COVID. Is it 2023, 2022? I'm not sure, but they said post-COVID era. So, okay. I think we're in a post-COVID era now, and let's not do that ever again. So, changes. What changed after COVID-19? This sample size are users on the LivingInsider platform, and it's one of the largest real estate portals in Thailand. So, and it's very primarily Thai people. So of their user base, 23% were interested in homes, while 77% were interested in condos. After the pandemic, the share of homes to condo increased, where 33% were looking for homes and 67% were looking for condos. So this and this slide here indicates 66% of site users were browsing to rent, 34% were browsing to buy, and now the amount of people that were browsing to buy decreased to 18%. So the amount of people looking to rent increased by 16%. That's the behavior change of the user base of this website. While the most searched for locations for homes in Bangkok, I think I'll skip this because they're homes, not really related to foreigners. But for condos, the most searched for neighborhoods was Central Sukhumvit, which comprise Asok, Thonglor, and Ekamai. That does not come as a surprise. That's like the prime location of Bangkok. Number 2 is Ramanine and New Phetchaburi Road. Okay, so that's just north of Asok, the Central Sukhumvit area. 3 is Onnut, is Ladder Sukhumvit. That's Prakhanong, Onnut, Udomsuk, Punawiti. So that's east of central Bangkok. And then number 4 is Rashada Pisek, Hoi Huang, Surisan. So that's even further north of central Bangkok. And 5th is Bang Na, Lasan, Bering. So that's further east. So to summarize, the number 1 most searched for location is obviously central Bangkok, followed by number 2, just north of central Bangkok. Number 3 is east of Bangkok. Number 4 is even further north of Bangkok, of central Bangkok. And number 5 is even further east towards the southeast, heading towards Pattaya. Those are the major search for areas. Now, the top locations, cities outside of Bangkok: Chonburi, Pattaya, Sriracha, Rayong. Not surprising. There's a lot of economic development happening there. Pattaya, that area, Chonburi province, is very popular area. Even for Thai people, believe it or not. Like, a lot of people think it's so touristy there, but there's so much going on there beyond just, the typical walking streets and all like that. There's so much economic activity going on there. Number two, surprisingly, is Chiang Mai, my hometown of Chiang Mai. I didn't expect it to be that popular because of the burning season is so notorious right now. But I think people love Chiang Mai just because it's very different from the rest of Thailand. People think stereotypical Thailand's either crazy Bangkok or the beaches, whereas Chiang Mai, it's cooler. Most of the year, apart from the burning season, 9 months out of the year, the weather is amazing. The winters, you actually have some nice, cool weather during the winters. It's very close to nature. It's got mountains and all like that. Really nice culture, laid back, great community for digital nomads and retirees. Third, speaking of retirees, number three most searched for city is Hua Hin. That's an up-and-coming beach town for retirees. Four is Nakhon Pathom, Puttamonthon Salaya. That's just west of Bangkok. I would say not a lot of foreigners live there. It's more like a suburban sprawl for Thai people. And then fifth is Phuket, coming strong with a lot of Russian and Indian demand right now, but also from Thai people as well. They want to buy a second holiday home, Bangkokians. Thank you, Living Insider, for sharing that info. Living Insider also released user data regarding the top 10 most searched for condos in the last week that was sampled. I should probably do some reviews of these projects because, based on demand. Number one is Noble Pluntit by Noble Development. It's a really popular condominium right next to Pluntit BTS. There's a direct on-ramp. It's a lot of people think it's pricey. It is pricey. It's right next to Central Embassy Road. It's excellent location and it comes with a premium and a lot of people want to live there. There's XT Hui Huang. XT, I think, is a more budget-friendly condo class by leading developer Sansiri in Hui Huang, which is north of Bangkok. Life One Wireless. It's right down there, actually. Quite surprised. Life One Wireless. So if you want to live on Wireless Road, it's a very prestigious neighborhood, very clean, lots of trees, green, but you don't want to pay a fortune. Life One Wireless is actually a pretty affordable condo considering the neighborhood. Number four, IDO Jaran Riverview. I think that's more for Thai. I've never even heard of this one. Okay, Life Flat Prow, XT, number five, XT Pattaya. Okay, good. I think that's very close to Pattaya BTS, and Pattaya is close to Siam area, so I'm not surprised that that's a very requested condo project. IDO Jula Sam Yan. Okay, that's more for university students. That's near Chulalongkorn University. So actually, if you want to look into buying a condo to rent out to university students, rich university, like Chula is like Bangkok's top university. If you want to rent out to uni students, and have their parents pay the rent for you, look into IDO Chula's Samyan. Then there's Life Lat Prao near Lat Prao intersection. That's massive. That's massive intersection. It's a connecting hub. Life is Seoul Rama 9. Yeah, I get a lot of requests from that too. A lot of expats live there. Ashton Jula Silom, also renting out to university students. And then the address Siam, Ratchathewi. Ooh, that's quite a prestigious one. Okay, that concludes the data that I have for you. I hope that was very informational and gave you a lot of value to make informed decisions as a buyer. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.